Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark Fontenot, and this is my colleague Jordan Baumgartner and my other colleague, chocolate supplier Lee Robinson. Today what we're going to show you is how with a Hershey bar and a microwave oven, we can determine the speed of light to a reasonable accuracy. And so all you need to know is this. I feel like that's pretty clear and self-evident. Or maybe it's not because it's Greek. Literally it's Greek. This is the symbol lambda that we use as physicists for wavelength. Can't just say WL because we're physicists. And then this is nu, the Greek character nu that stands for frequency. This is the symbol for the speed of light, c, because Einstein said it should be. And when Einstein says stuff, people agree. Since it probably doesn't mean anything to you, I'd like to offer an analogy. If you've ever stood by a railroad track and watched a train car go by, imagine that you knew that each train car was 20 meters long, and you saw that they were going by at a rate of 2 cars every second. Could you tell how fast the train was going? 2 cars go by you in a second, each car 20 meters, so you got 40 meters passing you in a second. Train's going 40 meters per second, right? Light waves are like trains because they're a repeated event. There's an electrical field and a magnetic field oriented perpendicularly. They're sinusoidal, and this would be the length of one train car. So if we know how many train cars are going by every second, which we do because General Electric, the maker of the microwave, tells us the frequency of this device is 2,450 megahertz. That means 2,450 million waves go flying out of the magnetron in there every second. So we know how many train cars are going, how fast the train cars are going by. We want to know how long the train cars are. That's where the chocolate comes in.
Yes.
You want to?
And our slinky. So energy travels in waves, and light is a form of energy, and it travels in waves too. So if we wanted to say how far it's going or how fast this is moving, we know that light is going to travel in a wave. So it'll travel from one place to another.
Let's get a standing wave going.
Okay, it will get a standing wave. Okay, so in our standing wave, we know that there are different parts. Okay, we have the node where it's staying
This place
still.
is not moving.
Yeah, and then we have our antinodes, the highest points of this, or the crest and the trough. So what we're going to do with the bar of chocolate, we're going to put it into the microwave, and we're going to measure where these nodes and these antinodes are, so we can find the wavelength or the speed of light.
Right. The waves that the magnetron in the microwave emits bounce around in there, and they set up standing waves just like we just did with that slinky. And so where the nodes are is where the energy is most intense, and or antinodes are where the energy is most intense. That's where the chocolate will melt first. So we put the candy bar in the microwave, hit go, and hope that we time it right to see where it's just started to melt,
Yeah.
but hasn't completely turned into a puddle.
Yeah. So the bar of chocolate, these nodes where it's staying still, that's where it was the not as hot as I guess, where it's not as hot.
Right.
So this will be the hardest part of the chocolate, and then these antinodes is where it's going to melt because that's where the wavelength was most intense, the heat was most intense. So we're going to measure that distance from one node to the next node, but we have to multiply that by 2 because we have to get a whole wavelength.
Yeah, that would give us the half wavelength. We want a whole, so whatever we measure, we double. That becomes the wavelength. We multiply that by the frequency that General Electric tells us is this number, times 1,000,000. Bam, speed of light.
Let's do it. So when you first start this, you want to take the rotisserie turning mechanism out of the microwave so you can get a good measure for the wavelength. You're going to put the chocolate in there for 15 seconds about, so that when you feel it, when you pause it or take it out, you're going to feel to see that there's a hard part in the chocolate and then there's some soft parts.
Okay, pause. Yep.
And that will give us our nodes and antinodes. Okay.
We got them.
Perfect.
Let's check it out.
Ruler time. Oh yes. All right, so what you're looking for here, you can see that there are hard parts and there are soft parts. The soft parts where the puddles of chocolate are, those are your nodes, and then your antinodes, and then the nodes are the hard parts. So you want to measure this will be half a wavelength. So from 1 to the other. So we'll go from the middle to the middle of the next one. So we'd say that's about 7 centimeters.
7 centimeters.
7 centimeters.
0.07 meters.
Yep. So we'd have to convert that to meters.
All right, it's calculator time.
All right, we got it. So the first thing we have to do to calculate the speed of light with the chocolate bar, we know that the frequency of the microwave is 2,450 megahertz, but we have to change that to hertz. So we have to take 2,450 and multiply that by 1 million. 1
That's what mega means.
mega is 1 million. We get this big number right here. So that's our frequency that we have, but we need to multiply that by the wavelength. And we said the wavelength was 7 centimeters that we measured with our ruler. So that's half of a wavelength. So we need to multiply this by 0.14, and that should give us our number for the speed of light. So for this, we got 343 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros.
343 million meters per second.
For the speed of light.
The accepted value is closer to 300 million meters per second. So we're off by a little because the melt puddles are not so easily defined as exactly where you should measure from. Not bad. We're certainly within a power of 10 of the truth. And now we've got some melted chocolate to enjoy.
Yeah. Pretty good for a bar of chocolate.
Not bad.
Let's do it.
And then we make some more.
Let's do it. So the best part of this whole experiment, we have melted chocolate. So you might as well make some more.
I'm gonna do the usual light it on fire, blow it out, and call it good. I'm gonna try for a little finer toasting. Or maybe not. Let's go. I'm gonna put it right in the photo. Oh, there we go. So after slaying the marshmallow with a Neanderthal spear, encapsulating it in graham cracker and chocolate melted by microwaves traveling at the speed of light, the result is some more.